Aninshikwa, Crystal George, Nazizinakaz, Nijiken Tamumayayan. Greetings to all. I'm Crystal George, and I'm happy to be here. Gidagazi Ginuawi Jibawski Tipikat. That's my spirit name, and I don't want to say it right out in English until I really learn, the meaning of my name, and so I am learning it in my language. And I'll be able to share it. I've shared it in ceremony in English, but right now I feel it's not the time. So Kichimi Gwechmanitu for this gift of life, the good and bad experiences that has shaped me into the person I am today. This opportunity to stand in front of all my relations and share my journey and future aspirations is important to my personal growth. I'd like to share my gratitude to my nominators, Claire Acus and Terry Flamont, to be a candidate for the leadership roles for Zagime Anishinabek. I'd like to acknowledge our past and present leaders who have impacted our nation. And most of all, I'd like to thank Wayne, our Chinash Bay, for saying the prayers for us this evening. My lineage. My mom is Corinne George. I'm the oldest granddaughter to George Sangways and Norma George. My great-grandparents are Anna and Y.B. Sangways. My great-grandfather, Peter George Thunderborn, was the last heredity chief of Zagime before the Indian Act was imposed. He was also a well-known medicine man. I am learning more of my roots and aware of the past traditional adoptions and kinship customary care that our people and my great-grandfather Peter has partaken. My paternal lineage is that of Cree Métis ancestry from the George Gordon First Nation. My dad is Kevin Pelche, and my grandparents who raised me are Rena and Joseph Pelche. They are all gone before us, but they are with me in spirit. I was raised with strong spiritual beliefs. The holistic life has always been my way of life. Many times I failed myself and my family with alcoholism. I am on my healing journey and breaking these cycles. I have learned much of my family roots, my lineage. I remember visiting these communities as a child. I clearly remember spending time in this village and running around. I spent most of my holidays with my George and Sangways family. When people ask where I'm from, I like to say I'm from Shishik. I'm fortunate to have this opportunity to spend time with my family, and I know my dad's family. Some of our people are not so fortunate. Many families continue to find their lineage. There's a connection to the land and the peoples that will always have a place in Indigenous livelihood. I'm a mother to 6 beautiful children, one being my stepdaughter. I have 8 grandchildren, altogether 20 children take me as their cuckoo. I obtained a certificate and degree of Indigenous social work in 2020. As an older student and a Cookum, it is an honor to be exercising our treaty rights to education. The Indigenous social work program consists of both healing and learning. I'm grateful for our ancestors, our Mushim and Cookums that have gone before us, that were not educated by colonial standards, but ensured the spirit and intent that the treaties would be someday fulfilled. I express the importance of the word spirit and intent. I am a knowledge keeper with the education I pursued and continue to pursue. I need 3 more classes for a second degree. My major is in Indigenous Studies. I have attained exceptional knowledge of history, carry wisdom of teachings from my people of all walks of life, from those living in addictive lifestyles in the streets, from professors to doctors, and most importantly, our elders. As a matriarch, knowledge keeper, mother, and grandmother, I am guided by a deep responsibility to my family, my community, and my ancestors. My nomination for Zagime Anishinabek Council emerges from this responsibility as a personal ambition to assist in healing the next generations. My resilience is a continuation of generations of resistance, caretaking, and wisdom. I seek to walk in 2 worlds spiritually and intellectually, to carry the teachings of my people and elders into the spaces which has been shaped by colonial injustices and governance, to influence systems from within so that they one day may reflect the values in relationship, reciprocity, and restoration that define our Anishinaabe traditions and customs. Assimilation policies and practice has severely disrupted our worldview and traditional systems. I have personally experienced these injustices at the band office, provincial Indigenous governance systems, in our courtrooms. Patriarch and hierarchy has taken over the minds of many of our leaders, colonial traits that must be unlearned. In the past 2 years, Zagime Anishinabek, our creator, has given me time to heal, to take this time to heal the intergenerational trauma me and my grandchildren and children continue to endure. I fell off the wagon, but I know without a clean body, mind, and spirit, we cannot help others. One of the most important aspects of our Indigenous worldviews is personal healing within to ensure we're able to heal our own family, then community, and eventually others around our community. Our peoples have governed themselves with integrity and balance since time immemorial. Our laws are encoded in land, language, and ceremony. They are carried in stories passed down orally and lived in our daily responsibilities to each other and to the land. Yet these colonial systems have silenced or dismissed these ways of knowing. It is my belief that true justice in this country will never be possible until Indigenous traditional worldviews are recognized, not as cultural artifacts, but as living sovereign systems of law and governance. I believe that bridging these systems requires Indigenous voices from within these institutions that have historically and continue to exclude us. We see and have experienced the colonial traits of governance negatively impacting our nations. I come to this path with a lifetime of lived experience as a community organizer, a mentor to young women, a listener at kitchen tables and around sacred fires. I have seen how these colonial traits and systems can fracture families and continue to perpetuate intergenerational harm. But I have also seen the resilience of our people and the power of reclaiming our stories and teachings. I pursued education to better understand the mechanisms of Canadian laws, institutions, and governance, not to be assimilated to them, but to challenge and reshape them. I believe in a future that makes space for our peoples and elders' voices in health, justice, social, and economic systems that recognize land kinship, that upholds the responsibilities we carry for the next 7 generations. As a matriarch, I know that leadership is rooted in care, not control. My perspective is shaped by a holistic worldview where social justice is not about punishment, but about restoring our harmony. These teachings will guide my future advocacy. I hope to contribute to movements for self-determination and decolonization, not only through academic study, but through grounded relationships and community collaboration. My focus for the next 4 years is ensuring that Zagime Anishinabek law governing children and families is treated with the respect it deserves. The law comes from the people. It is guided by the past engagement sessions for Bill C-92, which I was employed as the research analysis. So I shared a poster on Facebook, so I'm just going to go through some of that and some of the aspirations that I see. So develop a wellness strategy, revitalization of our nation. A holistic approach includes the interconnectedness of the spiritual, intellectual, physical, and mental well-being of Zagime families. I guess this will be continued till tomorrow because I do have a couple more things to say, but I'm very grateful and honored to, be standing here and be able to share my aspirations. Tomorrow I'll be able to share some of the things that I would like to see, in the next 4 years. Even though it's not coming from me, it's out there and I can assist in any way. With that, miigwech kichi Manitou for allowing us all to be here, for coming together. I will be, speaking again tomorrow, so thank you all for listening. I have 41 seconds left. So I do have a couple more pages, but I really look forward to, reaching out to our community and working with our community. You know, whoever is elected, you know, I really hope that you don't forget the ones that are, you know, have taken the courage to, you know, stand up here and, you know, share their aspirations for our people. You know, continue to look for us, you know, when our new chief and council are further. Miigwech.